Poppin' and crackin'.
What's up in the cracking, everybody?
Welcome to Shift
The
Happens.
mic wasn't on at all.
Yes.
Alright, the mic wasn't on at all. But hey, beautiful stuff, guys.
It's a new month.
It is a
it's
new month.
Very
It-
chilly month.
Yes,
as
yes.
well. So
I am not aware if we currently still have a typhoon.
I don't know. I feel like there's still a typhoon. It's just that we're not getting hit by it.
Yeah,
We're getting hit indirectly by it pulling in.
Yeah,
pulling in.
yeah.
It's typhoon pulling in
the
the
air.
air from
Yeah.
the southwest.
Yes.
So
Alright.
we are getting hit by that.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so how is everyone doing? We hope that you
Yes.
guys are doing
Yes.
doing well and fine this beautiful evening.
All right, I
Alright.
have a question.
Okay,
to
go
all,
for
to
it.
all the
Go
viewers
for it.
right now. Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Huh?
Barbie or Oppenheimer? I
Huh.
assume most of the people.
Yeah, I have watched. I haven't watched both. I have
I
watched
haven't watched Barbie.
Barbie. I haven't watched Barbie
Yeah, I
too,
haven't
but I
watched
do want to watch it.
I do wanna
People have very high regards for it. So.
They said it's. They said that for a movie that's like only 140, I think 140 million or 140,
Mhm.
150 million, it got over 350 million.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
budget of that one
Yeah.
was nice. Actually, it wasn't a big of a budget, but they did very
Yeah,
well.
I saw
very
the behind the scenes.
Uh huh.
Basically, it's just a car.
Yeah, a lot
It's-
of it
it's a
is
treadmill.
Yeah, it's a treadmill.
treadmill,
yeah. A lot of
yeah.
it is very, but it's amazing to see how film producers
Yeah.
do their thing and do their job. Actually, very nice,
Yeah,
very nice.
Hollywood, man.
Let us know in the comment section
Yeah.
which you guys
Which you prefer.
prefer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
I have like dark jokes inside my head because of that.
What do you mean?
I am not gonna put them. I mean, like, look, it's Barbie.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What did you do? What did you add, my friend? We are not right now in. We are not being.
There we go. That's
There we go.
better.
That's
It's
the
like,
logo
damn,
that we were looking
we got
for.
the POF logo flashing.
We're not sponsored by
no, no, no.
7-Eleven.
But if you guys do not know, we have changed our logo. All right, POF has changed
Yeah.
its logo to that.
Mhm.
All right.
If you're catching up,
Yes, if
You
you're
guys saw.
catching up. Yeah. So hey, we hope that you guys are doing fine.
Yeah.
Alright, this beautiful. What has happened the past few months? In last July, July was slow. No.
I mean, there's the no boundaries thing.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
happened.
we
That's
had
pretty cool. I feel like that's it.
Yeah, it was
I feel like-
slow though.
I
I
feel like
just
that's it. I would say like
There was much that happened in July.
yeah.
That's what made it slow. At the same
Yeah.
time.
July was just hectic. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was we're nowhere near finals or midterms that time.
Yeah.
But like it was just there's so much stuff that's going
Oh,
on.
speaking of finals, when is your approximate
Um,
class?
The last would be
If
if I am not
I already
mistaken.
finished in one subject or two. I already finished.
You're done. Now.
Yeah, we're just
I
like
think
probably like next week's just consultation.
My last is 19, if I'm not
19?
mistaken.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a Saturday
Yeah,
presentation.
that makes sense.
Oh no,
Us as well. Us is within that week.
no.
Also, wait,
I
after
think
that-
my last is 12.
12? Dang. I still have class like until
Yes,
15 or 16.
if I am
Till
not
17.
very much mistaken.
I mean, in one, so I have like one subject that's finishing this.
Uh huh.
I mean, two, PE and theory.
Yeah, I think so. I just realized my schedule's a lot more
Basically, we have,
hectic
like-
than I thought.
As much as possible, we have like a week
Mm-hmm.
of vacation.
I
A week and a
see.
couple of days.
Yeah,
I guess.
actually, because I think we're starting on 31st.
We're starting at 29.
So we have
actually.
a week and 2 days.
We're starting at 29. Orientation's on 29.
For real?
Yeah, and then holiday, and then
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a very bad way to. Whoa, there's so much. But anyways, we believe it's all gonna be beautiful. All right,
Yeah,
we
new
believe that's gonna be
semester,
beautiful.
new
New semester,
friends.
new friends. I know. But hey, it's amazing to have everyone
Yep.
here and join us. All right, we hope that you guys are still staying in tune for more, more shift happens, more
Shift
PF youth.
happens.
I think there's, we are planning new stuff coming up
Yep.
for youth. That would involve merch. That would involve, so much of this and that. We
Mhm.
cannot spill everything just yet, but it is. They are beautiful stuff, right? They are beautiful stuff. You guys should check out for that one. All right. So
Yeah.
of course, with the new month comes a new topic to talk
Topic.
about.
Yeah.
All right. It's always great that we get to speak new topics, and I think I need this more than anything right now.
What do you
Right.
mean? It
What
speaks to you.
what we're talking about. Yeah, I think there's much that has happened physically. It's a physical, emotional, and mental roller coaster the past month.
Yeah.
It is. There are things that you don't see coming that came. All right. There are things that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
That came through. But we're grateful for life. We're grateful for friends. We're grateful for people. All right. So those things, right? Those things. So okay. Enough of that, right? Enough of that. We're gonna speak about our topic for this month is stay positive.
Ooh.
All right, stay positive. It's a very, very, very
I feel like it's such a straightforward.
yeah,
thing.
and it's a
Stay
very
positive.
old topic. I think it's been talked about so many times.
Yeah.
Stay positive, right? Despite things spiraling out of control, stay positive. We stay positive. We do what must be done, right, and stay positive,
Yeah.
right? So, there is that. Okay. Now we will. The topic we'll be speaking about for today. All right. The title was "Stay Positive." The topic for today is enough of the bad news. Right.
Oh.
Enough of the bad news. Sounds very negative, right? Very. It's anybody who gets tired of negativity.
Yeah, I feel like what's worse is that when you're already
Mhm.
down,
Mhm.
I feel like the more you hear bad news, or like it just
It
it just
just-
weighs you down.
Yeah,
it hits you
it's
hard.
true.
And like,
It's true. It pins you to the
What the
ground a
heck,
lot
like-
more. It's like nailing the last coffin.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. No. Putting a nail. The last nail in the coffin. There we
Yeah.
go. That's a clearer way to say it. Right? You know how you're buried with schoolwork. You're
Yeah,
buried
yeah, yeah.
with maybe family stuff. You're buried with your problems, and then just one more bad news
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
explode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Those things, it could be anything really. You could have broken up with your girlfriend.
sheesh,
Alright.
literally like
Literally a
on-
day after.
day after
Have-
having girlfriend's
day. All right, but
Sad.
yes, there's that. All right, you may have gone through something. All
Yeah.
right, and it's just everywhere. Really, bad news can be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's in the news. All right, there's people dying. There are jobs vanishing. All right, economies struggling. All right, nations become divided. All right, the end of the world. All right, as we know it. Okay, it's easy to get sucked into that.
Yeah.
It's easy to be unsettled. It's easy to be anxious, and you always get to think, will it ever, will things ever go back to normal, to the way that they were? All right.
Nah.
Right? It makes you think, and you'd always be, emotionally on edge, right? And of course, when you are on edge always, okay, emotionally, things just slip right through that crack.
Yeah.
All right, and like small things will get you angry. You get easily discouraged. There's so much that could easily sway you, right? There's those things, okay? Positive, right? Positivity, joy, right? How will the season, right, impact your life for good? All right, for good. Let me repeat it again. How will this season, wherever you're at, whichever season you're at, right?
Mhm.
How will this season impact you for good, right? Impact your life for good.
Oh.
Okay? You remember when COVID was happening and everything was crumbling down. The whole
Oh
world was
yeah, the whole
crumbling
world
down.
just like shut
All
off.
right, you're 6 feet away from people. You have to wear a mask. How do you know? How do you stay positive despite that? Right?
Oh, that's so hard.
Yeah, you think about it, right? It's a negative outlook never leads to a positive life.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta remember that. Okay. Again, it's hard to it becomes hard to be positive around um, when it comes to things just happening left and right. You're pressured to
Mm-hmm.
do things, and you're nowhere near um, you're nowhere near getting the result that you like,
That you
all
want,
right,
or other
or
people
that you're
want.
satisfied, or yeah, that's true, or other people want. Okay, so it's very, it becomes very hard, and I think for a lot of the younger people out there, I think for the youth, it becomes a very big thing, all right, because nowadays everyone's all for their, getting to enjoy life and just enjoy
Mm-hmm.
the enjoy the butterflies, right? Enjoy everything, right? That's but it's hard to do that when emotionally and mentally, right, and
You're
even physically, you're
yeah.
you're you're drained out. Even spiritually, right? You feel drained out. You feel sucked out of life, right?
Yeah.
It becomes hard,
When you're burned
right?
out, yeah.
Yeah, burnout is a very big thing nowadays, all right? Why unshakably, all right, optimistic future, right? Enough of the bad news, right? Enough of the bad news, okay? All right, optimism is not a denial of reality, all right? All
Mm-hmm.
good. It's not a big a deal.
Yeah.
These are challenges, all right? Optimism is not a denial of reality. Optimism is not blind faith. It's
Mm.
not being naive, all right? It's not naive hope. It's not wishful thinking, or
Yeah.
it all work out. Confident Optimism is the confidence about the future or a successful outcome. That is optimism. Um, it's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, oh, I wish that it would, something good would happen. It's not blind faith. It's not a denial of reality. All right. Optimism is, despite what's going on with your surroundings, you have confidence that um, the near future would be beautiful. It would
Yeah.
be amazing. There would be,
It's basically hope.
yeah, that's true. And I think, right, like the Bible says, Jesus is hope.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about it, right? When you think about it, it becomes like, huh, right? That's optimism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Optimism is the unwavering expectation that our loving God is working in every situation for our future good,
Yeah.
right? That's optimism, right? And we'll read the passage in Romans 8:28. It says here, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, um, who have been called according to His purpose. All right. God bless your word in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So yeah, and when you're in life, right? Life, there's so much negativity that
Mhm.
can come and swing by. Right? There's so much negativity that can come and swing by. All right. But you have to understand that, there are things that, let's say, you have an impossible teacher, right? An impossible like professor, all right? You have annoying people you come across, right? You go through a painful breakup, right? You have an irritating inconvenience that happens, or a crushing disappointment, all right?
Yeah.
Right? Even a negative situation still holds potential, all right, to produce a positive purpose. All right? Let me repeat that again. Even a negative situation still holds potential to produce a positive purpose. All right? Okay. unwavering expectation, right? It's, loving God, working, in believing and trusting that God would work things for the good of, each and every one of us. We believe that, he has something amazing planned always, and, something amazing cooking. All right. Think about, well, what you think. All right. Think about what you think. All
Mm.
right. How do you see the future? All right. Thoughts get consumed. Negativity. You're worried. You fear. Right. You become anxious. You have anxiety. It's bad news. All right. What consumes your mind controls your life. It's as simple
Yeah.
as that. Again, our brains is for some reason designed by God to think of the impossible.
Mm.
It allows us to think about these amazing and these crazy things that we would think. And sometimes when we think about these things, our life becomes very much our life can be affected by it. Again, our even the things that are impossible to happen, our brain thinks of it. It's like, oh, what if a plane, what if a plane crashes on me while I'm, speaking right now?
Wow.
Those things, right? It's irrational to think of,
Yeah.
all right? But our brain just has that power to think of it. It's
So sometimes it's even so random.
yeah, it's random too. It hits anytime, all right? So understand that what consumes your mind controls your life, all right? The life that you have is a reflection of the thoughts that you think. Again, the life that you have is a reflection of the thoughts that you think,
Yeah.
all right? World trouble, all right? You can't trust anyone, okay? You hate circumstances, all right? Right? The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. That's why, again,
Mhm.
all right, what consumes your mind controls your life. Again, the quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. All right. The problem, all right, with pessimism, all right, which is, if you don't know what pessimism is, it is the opposite of optimism, right?
Yeah.
Optimism is thinking positive and, thinking that your confidence in having your confidence in a successful and bright future, all right, or the near future rather. Pessimism is the other way around. Okay, pessimism tends to view the negative events as personal and permanent.
Yeah.
That's another thing. All right, personal and permanent. All right, you think that these negative things will stay in your life for good, when in reality, no. Just like all things, all right, whether material or anything, it
Mhm.
is set to decay. All right, it is not permanent. All right, good or bad. All right, it is not gonna stay, you know, in that
Yeah.
space or area for so long. All right, it's not gonna stay there for forever. All right, because again, we think most of the times we think that these things would happen and they would stay on forever, but in reality, that's not the way it's gonna go. That's not the way it's gonna, it's not that's not the way it'll crumble. All right,
Mhm.
that's not how it's supposed to go. Right? Personally, you think, oh, it's your fault. We get to think, oh, it's my fault. I'm no good. I'm a failure. I'm unworthy. I'm incapable. I blow it all away. All right. And you think these things will become permanent. All right. Bad things would always happen to me. I'm never going to change. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. All right. There's so many things. Even those things you can blame it on yourself.
Yeah.
That becomes a thing with a lot of the times. Right. Economy is doing bad. I didn't get the role I wanted. Right, we have to wear masks for the rest of
Oof.
our life. We'll never be safe again. All right, being content and being satisfied, being blessed, being optimistic isn't a state of affairs. It is a state of mind.
Yeah. Mhm.
Again, what consumes your mind controls your life. What consumes your thoughts, is it the faith for the future or fear? All right. What is it? All right. If it's fear, dread, right? You starve, right? Fears. Okay, you feed faith, and when you feed faith, all right, um, you when you feed faith, your fear dies, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like that we all have two animals in fact inside of us, and whichever one we feed more will
Yeah.
be the uh, would be the deciding factor in how we live our lives. So same thing. It's either you live in faith or you live in fear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, struggle. All right, you limit your consumption of news. All right, and it show you how, it makes you. I haven't been watching the news recently, to be honest.
I don't watch news.
I haven't been watching
I
news.
only use
So like
news I ever get is only on
when
Twitter.
I found the only way I found out that there was a typhoon was when I hopped on Twitter
Yeah, so it's on
one
Twitter.
time, and there's like
I feel like
I saw a typhoon. I'm like, huh,
I feel like
we
for
have a
me,
typhoon.
Twitter is my news out. My news
Yeah,
outlet.
I haven't really like been. Number one is I'm too lazy to watch the TV since it's downstairs.
That's true. So I'm
So
too.
I have to like go downstairs and I
Like
have to go
also
up.
cable sucks.
Yeah, all right. There's that, but like you know, if you have to understand what to feed yourself. Are you
Yeah.
gonna feed yourself with negativity all day, social media, alright, through social media, through whatever media actually, alright? Ask yourself, what am I feeding myself today? Alright, what am I feeding myself today? Am I feeding myself with positivity, or am I feeding myself with lies, with hate, with
Rumors.
rumors? All right,
Yeah.
okay. You have to understand. That's why in Romans 8, right? Paul says Paul's a mess, right? Paul knows it, but he's talking to himself towards faith. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Oh, nice.
Right, talking to himself towards faith. Right, there's no condemnation. Right, he's being telling himself. Right, he's telling himself
Yeah.
that hey, God's working something good for to those that that serve Him, that love Him. Right? There's no
Yeah.
condemnation. Your mind, right? Your mind can be filled with, our mind is of the flesh, right? It can be filled with so much things, right? Desires of the flesh as well. That adds it. But if your mind's on the Spirit, right? Your life, your peace, you're led by the Spirit of God, because we are children of God. Again, Romans 8:18 says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Remind yourself, right? Right? Paul is reminding himself, right? Paul suffered, right? He's been in prison, right? In prison multiple times. 5 times he endured 40 lashes. 3 times beaten with rods, stoned, all right? He's stoned to death. All right, she got shipwrecked, spent the night at sea, was betrayed, was beaten, left for dead. All right, present sufferings are not worth comparing to the coming glory. All right, how are you hurting? All right, you have to. I think number one thing to understand is you accept what's going on
Yeah.
and you start to change your mindset from that. So you understand how are you hurting? What have you lost?
Yeah.
Right? What hardship are you experiencing? Right? You're facing again a breakup. You're worried sick. You have relationship challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You feel betrayed. You're pressured by so many people, and so much burden rests on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, how are you hurting? Right? How am I hurting right now? Right? Am I gonna, when you think about it, God, I am hurting right now. Right?
Yeah.
You go to God and like, God, I am hurting right now. And I think that most of the time we forget God. We forget that He's there. We forget that, He is the great big God who can work wonders and miracles, who works wonders and miracles.
Yeah.
All right, and we think to ourselves, God, all right, I am in this position right now, and I really don't like it. All right, I really don't like it. There's so much bad news happening, left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, left and right, because they're everywhere, really.
Yeah.
And it's easy to feel, lost. It's easy to feel, empty when all these things hit.
Yeah.
right? Most especially with the breakup. I think,
That's really
when
hard.
yeah, I think when you're hit with a breakup, right? You're like, huh. Yeah, that's when you recalculate everything that's happened in your life from day one.
Yeah.
All right, from day one, and when we get to, to go to God and tell Him, God, I am hurting right now. I want to be optimistic for the life ahead, for the journey ahead. This
Yeah.
is, this is part of the journey. Right? It's part of the journey. It's part of, it's part of growing up. Okay? You have to understand that the struggle I'm in today is producing the strength I need for tomorrow. Right? You can't even begin to compare our current struggles, right, with God's future blessings and the glory
Yeah,
revealed
that's
in
right.
us. Okay, unwavering expectation that our loving God is working every situation for our future good. All right, it is for our future good. It is what it's exactly what we'll be needing for the future.
Yeah.
All right, and we get to think about it, right? We starve our fears, we feed our faith, we renew our thoughts. But it's easier than said than done, right? It's easier
Mhm.
said than done. When your brain is, thinking about all these things, blah, 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 blah. Yes, it is hard,
Mhm.
right? Yes, it is hard. I think what a lot of people forget is that we're all humans, we're all experiencing the
Yeah.
same thing. Although different things on different levels, but we are all in this earth, we are all humans, and there's gonna come a point in life where we will experience something a lot worse, something a little less worse, right? But that's the beauty in believing in having a God who you could just trust, and you could
Mhm.
just lift your sorrows, lift your pain, lift your heartbreak, right? That's the beauty of it. So a lot of times when I think about it and people say that they don't believe in God, they don't, and I'm like, how do you get on through life, right, without having anyone to entrust
Yeah,
to lift up? Because
that's
they're
so hard.
that's hard because you come to a point in life where you're just surrounded by so much, again, negativity, so much problem, so much situation, so much pressure, and you're there like, God, where, right? I really need you right now. I really need you right now. I really need help right now. You know, if there's just the thought of having people not have that, it's very sad.
Like
It becomes,
where did they turn
yeah,
to?
like, where do you turn to? Because again, you can't always turn to people,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It becomes limited, right? But having someone you can turn to, having God to turn to, it's amazing. It makes you feel less, less like life just gets. It's like it makes you feel like the world just exits on your
Mhm.
shoulders, right? You just feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, but now
Yeah.
you just lift it off of their shoulders, and it becomes something amazing to think about, all right? Again, in Romans 8:26, it says here, okay, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. My life always moving in the direction of the strongest thoughts. Again, renew our thoughts. The great news is, if you feel, right, if you feel unsure, right, incapable, uncertain, or worn out, you're never alone, right? Right? You're never alone. If you're feeling weak, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, all right? God doesn't help those, all right, who help themselves, all right? God helps those who need help. You're weak, you're broken, you're desperate, you're hurting. God will be your comfort. If you're confused, God will be your guide. If you're discouraged, God will be your hope.
Yeah.
If you're anxious, God will be your peace. If you're weak, God will be your strength. Okay, and I think that's how our life gets to turn out to be, right? You think about all these things that happen, all these because it becomes there come apart a time in your life where you'll be like, huh, this thing is very, very painful, right? You're in
Mhm.
this moment and you're on both knees crying, God, this feels very painful, all
Yeah.
right? But you cannot allow yourself to stay there. All right, you can't allow yourself to stay there. Most especially if you've been staying there, if you know that you've been staying there for quite some time now. All right, you have to understand that hey, you gotta help yourself
Yeah,
too.
like sometimes like you're asking God for help. The only thing is that He already showed you what is to
Yeah,
help,
yeah,
and then
that's
you're
true.
like you're still not.
But you're still
moving.
there. You're not yet moving,
You're not
right?
moving.
Those
So
things, like it makes you know, like God has already something cooked for you, something, you know, it's stored for you. But you gotta move on, right?
yeah,
You gotta develop this optimism, right?
yeah,
Develop this hope in you, right? When it's hard to do, all right, but you do it, right? God, I don't understand why I am gonna be positive at this moment right now, but I am lifting up to you my sorrow. I'm lifting
yeah.
to you my problems. I'm lifting to you this burden that I have. You know, and best believe God will work something.
Hmm.
Best believe God will work something beautiful.
I mean, He always does.
All right, He always does. Amen. That was beautiful. All right, so hey, thank you guys for tuning in. All right, this is Shift Happens.
Where shift happens.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace out, everybody. I love you all.
Peace out.